Ford Fiesta is Britain's best-selling car, but does it deserve to be? To find out, we're going to look at 3 different areas: how practical it is, what it's like to drive, and how much it costs to run. Time for our practicality test. Ta-da! Right, so what can we fit in the boot of the Fiesta? Let's start with some cases. This is an enormous suitcase, belongs to my wife obviously, and I think we can probably... Okay, so you can fit a decent amount of luggage in there, but the real test for a car like the Fiesta, which will be bought quite a lot by families, is can you fit the baby buggy in? So, we've got our baby buggy here. And no, you can't get the baby buggy in the car. Okay, so you're gonna have to take a wheel off to get your baby buggy in the car. Now, what about getting a car seat in? How much space does that leave you? We'll try it with an Isofix base as well. Right, so that's the base in. Now bear in mind I'm doing this with a teddy. It is a teddy and not a baby, don't worry. And that's actually quite important because a real baby weighs a lot more than this teddy. It'll be a real backbreaker. So we put the seat back and climb aboard. And yeah, actually there's a good amount of room here. Headroom's fine, so yes, the Fiesta can be a good little family car. Now for the driver. One of the things the Fiesta is particularly good at is storage space, unusually. Such a small car, it's really handy. So there's room to put your wallet, your phone, the key. There's a couple of cup holders which will fit a decent sized bottle of water. The glove box is a good size. There's deep door pockets. Actually, the Fiesta puts a lot of bigger cars to shame in how practical it is. Now, where the Fiesta is not quite so good is in this infotainment control centre here. It's made by Sony, which is, I don't know, cool I guess. But the buttons, there's so many buttons, and knowing what you're doing, particularly when you're on the move, can be a real faff. Thankfully, the main controls that you want are all on the steering wheel. In terms of practicality, the Fiesta does a lot of things really well. Overall, 7 out of 10. Let's see what the Fiesta's like to drive. Like most Fords, the Fiesta is surprisingly good fun to drive. That's partly down to the steering, which is really nice and direct and pointy, and it's partly because the body doesn't lean too much in corners, all of which makes it very confidence-inspiring. The engine range is generally very good, and this particular unit is excellent. This is the 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo, which is both economical and punchy. For a Super Mini, it's also really comfortable and quiet, which makes it good on the motorway. Like any modern car, the Fiesta has a whole range of safety features. To start, there are 7 airbags, which is a lot for a Super Mini, including some in the rear. There's also this. Yes, it's the key, but it's not just any key. This is Ford's My Key, and it comes as standard of everything except the very base level Fiesta. And what it means is that parents can program it for a user profile for their kids. So when their kids drive the car, an alarm will go off, for example, if they go over a certain speed and they can't turn the volume up too loud, all to stop them getting distracted. The Fiesta then is great fun to drive and also nice and safe. But you do need to choose the right engine, and for that reason, it scores 8 out of 10. Just because it's Britain's best-selling car doesn't mean the Fiesta is particularly cheap. Okay, so prices start at about £10,000, but for that you don't even get remote central locking or air conditioning, and the engine is weedy. My advice would be to go for a higher trim level, say Z-Tech, where you get alloy wheels and front fog lights. And also go for this 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, which is fantastic. Okay, so it probably won't quite match the 65 miles to the gallon that Ford claims, but you probably get 45 miles to the gallon, and it's free road tax for the first year, and it's cheap to insure. Like for like with rivals, the Fiesta might seem a little bit pricey. However, if you go into a Ford dealer and haggle, I guarantee you will get a good discount. So, affordability overall, Ford is a bit stingy on the options, and the list price is slightly too high, 8 out of 10. Which leads us to our final score. Dum dum dum, the Ford Fiesta gets 8 out of 10. We love it. For more car reviews, subscribe to Telegraph Cars here. Don't forget to like us by giving us a thumbs up.